Heart disease is the #1 cause of death in the United States. It kills over 375,000 people per year, according to heart.org. It is a disease that took my grandmother's life before she even reached the age of 50. I could easily be affected by this disease because it runs on both sides of my family, but you could all be affected by this disease easily because 1 in 7 people will be affected by some type of heart disease in their lifetime. So, today we're going to talk about the history of heart disease, the current prognosis, and the future outlook of this disease. Heart disease affects all humans, not just Americans. It's a disease that dates back over 3,500 years ago to the Egyptian mummies. In 2009, at the American Heart Association's annual meeting, researchers brought evidence that mummies were affected by this disease. There is evidence that Leonardo da Vinci studied this disease in 1452, but it wasn't until the 1900s that there was an increased interest in heart disease. In 1915, the first Association for the Prevention and Relief of Heart Disease was formed, later changing their name into the American Heart Association that we know today. That brings us to our second point, which is the current prognosis. In the late 1920s, doctors began to explore the coronary arteries with catheters, techniques that are used today still. In the 50s, doctors began to discover prevention techniques with low-fat diets. In the 60s and 70s, bypass surgery was discovered and started to be used. In the 80s, they started to use stents. All of these things are still used currently in the treatment of heart disease, as well as they have found out that if you have a low-fat diet, you exercise and get regular wellness checkups, that we can help prevent this disease. And that brings us to our last point, which is the future outlook. The outlook is very bright compared to what it used to be. With the new research from TexasHeart.org, they have begun using adult stem cell research to help treat heart disease. And with the continuation of healthy eating, working out, and wellness checkups, we can help prevent this disease in the future. Now, I would like to encourage you all to be healthy and proactive in your lifestyle choices to help this disease. And today we have talked about the history of heart disease, the current prognosis, and the future outlook. Thank you. Have a good day.